Hello everyone, my name is Latwan Roddy, and if you are like me, you probably spend a lot of time thinking what quality or characteristics should we all have incorporated in our lifestyles that will help us be successful over the long run. Well, I'm going to take a few moments to present to you the importance of having self-discipline as a leadership quality, which will hopefully help us all be motivated and encouraged to implement it in our lives and see results and improvements over the long run. One example that we can use to see what self-discipline actually looks like is NFL football player Jerry Rice. A lot of people would believe that he is so successful because of his natural talent, but actually, self-discipline is what has helped him be successful over the long run. At one point in his career, he actually hurt his knee, and a lot of people believed that he would be out of the game for a long time, but instead he pushed himself through the pain and was able to recover in only 3 months. Although Jerry Rice is a celebrity and he's a football player, the characteristic of self-discipline is still very relevant and applicable to our personal lives as students, professionals, and in our everyday decisions that we make. Plato, a very well-known philosopher, once said that the biggest and best victory is conquering oneself. So essentially, we can say that self-discipline is very similar to self-control. That is, when we set goals, being able to make up our minds so that no matter what opposition, discouragement, or mood change, we are still able to do what we know we're supposed to do in order to accomplish that goal. It's also important to realize that self-discipline is most effective when it's incorporated into our lives as a repetitive and consistent choice. Sometimes it can be easy to set our minds to do something, but we would only do it once. But self-discipline, if we incorporate it correctly, will become a lifestyle. So just to give a few examples of how we can make self-discipline more relevant and actually sustainable, we can see, for example, if I have a goal to save money, but I'm in the store and I see 3 dresses maybe that I really like, I've tried them on and they fit me nicely. So initially, I would want to buy all 3 dresses, but that would not help me accomplish my goal. So in that moment, I could utilize self-discipline by having enough self-control to say, instead of buying all 3 dresses, I'll buy one. That way I can still meet my goal of saving money. Another example would be if I have a goal to eat healthier, but I'm out and about running errands and I'm very hungry, and it would be a lot easier for me just to stop by McDonald's and get a hamburger. In that instance, I would have to have self-control to not just go off of my current emotions or my current desire to get McDonald's, but be able to have self-control and realize that I'm working for an actual goal of eating healthy and not get McDonald's. So those are just 2 general examples of how we can make self-discipline more realistic in our lives. And even though those examples may seem small, if we can make self-discipline easy in smaller decisions that we make, it can also overflow into how we perform as professionals. So a personal example of how I use self-discipline is in my workout routine. I work out 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes it's hard for me to actually keep this routine going because I may still be sore from the previous workout, or I may have a lot of things on my schedule that may conflict or get in the way. But I have to use self-discipline to not just go off of temporary soreness or temporary circumstances that could discourage me from actually keeping my routine consistent. Since I've given a few general examples as well as a personal example of self-discipline, I think it would also be beneficial to go over a few techniques that are actually realistic that can help us use self-discipline in our lives. So personally, one unique technique that I use is being goal or reward oriented. So instead of focusing on the current difficulty, the current inconvenience, or whatever source of discouragement or mood change that I have right now, I think about the results or the reward. So for example, since I like to work out, in the moment I may be discouraged because I want to watch TV instead of go to the gym, or my friends are hanging out instead of me going to the gym, but I have to remember what I'm working for. The reward for me is being healthy. So instead of focusing on the discouragement, the technique would be to instead focus on the reward or what I'm going to accomplish by maintaining that self-control in that moment. Two additional techniques that may work better for other people are, first, saying no to excuses. Instead of finding easy way out of doing what you know you should be doing, decide to say no to excuses instead and be self-disciplined to move forward in accomplishing your goal. Also, you can set out priorities. With setting priorities, it's easier for you to see and visualize what you're actually working for and find opportunities to have self-discipline in making that a reality. So, in conclusion, self-discipline is very important for us to incorporate in smaller areas of our lives so that it becomes more natural in our professional arenas as well. Now, imagine what would have happened if Jerry Rice did not demonstrate self-discipline. He could have easily given up, made excuses, or not been keen on his priorities, but he may not have ever become as successful or well known as an NFL player as he has been. So I hope you guys have found ways or maybe been encouraged to think about your own personal life in ways that you can have self-discipline to become a better professional, better academically, and also in your own personal life. Thank you.